Talking about the weather for the next 10 minutes, give you a good look at what we're expecting. Of course, we're looking at rain coming in on Saturday. If you haven't already heard, we're expecting some heavy rain on Saturday. On either side of that, though, the next couple of days, today and tomorrow, and then after that, looks like it's a pretty nice forecast. Also, we'll go down into the Caribbean and take a look at Tropical Storm Melissa, which shouldn't be affecting the Gulf, but it will be affecting some of the islands down there in the Caribbean, as they're expecting to be maybe a major hurricane here over the next, say, 2 or 3 days. So some problems down that way. Let's start off by taking a look at the forecast through the rest of the day. We'll go with some partly cloudy, and some areas could be a little mostly cloudy. We'll get up into the lower 80s today, fall back into the upper 70s by 6 o'clock, and then by 10 o'clock we'll see temperatures dropping off into the upper 60s. Expecting 60s tonight with some 50s thrown in there, and then tomorrow, once again, we'll see temperatures back up into the lower 80s. Looking at a dry day today. Tomorrow, see a lot of cloud cover, but we should be dry, and then Saturday is the day, as we've been talking about, with the heavy rainfall. Allergen report, these numbers are all down a little bit for today, so that's good news, but still heavy on weed. That's really the big problem out there. If you're sniffing or sneezing, might be allergic to the weed pollen out there. As we take a look outside, like I said, some areas look like mostly cloudy skies. This is Port Arthur, and looks mostly cloudy there as we have a batch of clouds moving through Port Arthur on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This particular camera brought to you by Market Basket. There has been a little bit of sunshine still, though. It's not completely clouded over. There's a little blue in the skies here and there. Other places across southeast Texas are seeing mostly sunny skies, like up towards the lakes area where they're seeing a little bit more in the way of some sunshine. But we do have some clouds building, and we'll see some of that as we go through the afternoon. The rain should stay away, though. We might see a couple of showers well off towards our west today, but nothing in the immediate area. And here's Horseman's Western Store, which is not that far away from down there in Port Arthur. And you can see there we have partly cloudy skies right along I-10. Looks like I-10 is going along pretty smoothly through the construction. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network over in Orange currently showing 79, humidity at 59%. Winds are to the southeast at about 13 miles per hour, and we'll see winds today about 5 to 10, 5 to 15 out of the southeast. But you can see just some sunshine there over in Orange, not looking too bad as folks make their way along I-10. Some heading over to Louisiana, some coming into Texas from Louisiana for this morning. We'll show you another Skycam. This is from right here in downtown Beaumont, our Packer-LaPrade location, as we look at the Port of Beaumont on this Thursday morning. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network currently showing 76 degrees downtown, humidity 64%, and we're seeing an east wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's check some temperatures out there, and right now we're warming up, showing 80 in Orange, getting close to 80 in Beaumont and Port Arthur at 78. Also Woodville currently at about 78. Kirbyville 77, Silsbee 77, Jasper is right at about 75. Out towards our west, we're seeing some middle to upper 70s from Huntsville, through Conroe and Houston over towards Lake Charles this morning. We're seeing temperatures also in the upper 70s. Weather map showing a weak front out towards our west. That's really not going to affect us. The main storm system, upper level low, is still back over the Four Corner states. That's going to be working its way through Texas, and that's what's really going to increase our rain chances as we head towards Saturday. Right now, though, we have seen some of these clouds start to move through the area. A lot of high-level clouds, but starting to see some clouds move towards the area. There is a little bit of rain up through the Texas Panhandle for this morning towards Amarillo, between Amarillo and Lubbock, it looks like, and then back down in through parts of New Mexico. Let's expand it out, look at the rest of the lower 48, and you can definitely see that spin back there, that upper level low over the Four Corner states as it starts to get its act together. Like I said, that'll be working its way eastward tomorrow, and then as we head towards Saturday, that will really pull that Gulf moisture up and really give us a good dousing of some rain. We're looking at maybe 2 or 3 inches of rain on Saturday, off and on throughout the day. So it's going to be actually a good thing for us, because we'll see these off and on showers starting early in the morning, going all the way into Saturday night. So it's not going to be 2 or 3 inches all at once. It's going to be throughout the day. That's going to give us a good soaking. We need a good soaking. We're so dry. We've got burn bans everywhere. So 2 to 3, maybe in some spots 4 inches of rain will be a great thing for us. It's going to ruin your Saturday if you have outdoor plans. You were planning an outdoor a picnic or something like that. But like I said, we need the rain. Unfortunately, it is going to come in on Saturday. Look at the rest of the country. There's some wet weather heading up into parts of the Pacific Northwest. Storm system moving in there. As we look through the Midwest, pretty quiet. Not much going on through the Central Plains. Great Lakes also pretty quiet. Maybe a few showers up towards Lake Erie, parts of Pennsylvania. Western New York seeing a few showers. Most of the East Coast looks dry. Florida looks dry on this Thursday morning. All right, let's look at our futurecast. This takes us through the rest of the afternoon. Temperature's going to be into the lower 80s. We'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies. We'll drop off into the 70s for the first part of the evening. This is around 7 o'clock. You notice by 10 o'clock we'll see numbers back into the 60s, and then we'll stay in those 60s and maybe even some upper 50s as we head towards tomorrow morning. Lower 60s around the triangle, upper 50s towards the lakes with mostly clear skies overnight. Tomorrow we'll see cloud cover once again. Should be dry. We'll see temperatures climbing up into the lower 80s once again on Friday. Friday night football looks like it's going to be fine. But then as we get just past Friday night football into the overnight hours on Friday night into Saturday, that's when we'll start to see some showers develop, and then they could turn to pretty heavy rainfall as we get into your Saturday. Here's Tropical Storm Melissa. Winds are down slightly for this morning, 45 miles per hour, just barely pushing to the north-northwest at about 2. And you can see it kind of disorganized here as it works its way slowly to the north and west. Now here's Jamaica right here, and you notice the track of this goes right south of Jamaica as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. So this thing is just going to creep along out there right along the southern edge of Jamaica. So not great news for them. If you have travel plans, I know there are cruises that go down into the Caribbean and go to Jamaica. If you have one of those cruises maybe next week, definitely want to check with the cruise line and see what they're going to do as far as travel down in the Caribbean if we have a major hurricane down there. So something to worry about there. But for us, in, like I said, northwestern Gulf, we don't see anything as far as any tropical weather, so we're fine. But problems down there in the Caribbean. All right, let's take a look at our coastal marine forecast. East winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas around 2 feet. Next high tides at 6:13 for this evening. Our sunset tonight is about 6:37. Just a light chop today on the inland lakes and bays. You notice winds out of the east at 18 to 20 miles an hour near Texas Point. Water temperature at 81 there out into the Gulf. So I got mostly sunny. I should have put variable clouds because there are anywhere from mostly sunny conditions to mostly cloudy conditions across the area. East winds at 5 to 10, and we'll get just into the lower 80s today, around 82, 83 in the triangle, maybe 83, 84 in towards the lakes. And then as we head towards tonight, temperatures get cool again, especially in the lakes. So we'll see some upper 50s, just dipping down to about 58, 59. Most of the area should be looking at lower 60s as we get into your Friday morning. So not a bad start tomorrow morning. Maybe you don't need the jacket. If you needed it this morning, maybe not need it tomorrow morning. All right, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. And like I said, either on the front side of the Saturday or the back side of Saturday, weather looks fine. It's Saturday that we're going to be dealing with some problems. We have a weather impact alert that we set out here at 12 News because of situations like this. Now, we haven't seen any heavy rain lately. It's been a while since we've seen some very heavy rainfall. So that's why we put out the weather impact alert, because we're expecting rain to be off and on and pretty heavy on Saturday. We're not looking for severe weather, but we are looking for some heavy rain. Once again, 2 to 3 inches likely, maybe 4 inches in some spots. So something to watch out for on Saturday. If you're traveling, could see some low visibility, some tricky travel. So just be aware of that. Keep that down, that 12 News app on the phone, and that way you can check the radar. If you're trying to get out and go somewhere on Saturday, you might want to wait a little bit because of the heavy rainfall, or maybe you have a break and you can get out and do things. Like I said, they're going to be off and on rain, so it's not going to rain heavy all day long, but it should be off and on heavy rain. As we look at our 7-day forecast, like I said, Saturday's the day where we're going to be dealing with some heavy rainfall, and then after that, looking pretty good as we see temperatures into the lower 80s and upper 70s. So looking beautiful as we start off next week. Number at the bottom of your screen, 409-749-9302. That's the number you can text us any weather questions you have as we head towards maybe Saturday or beyond as far as trying to get some outdoor activities done.